What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about the most feared pirate in history was a lie? What if the man who terrorized the seas, who commanded the strongest crew ever assembled, who made even the world government tremble, was actually fighting for love? Welcome back to the Grand Line, One Piece fans. I'm your captain for today's journey into the darkest secrets of the pirate world. If you're ready to have your mind completely blown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because today we're diving into Chapter 1159, Island of Fate. And trust me when I say this, after today's revelations, you'll never look at Rocksteady Xebec, Shanks, Dragon, or even Blackbeard the same way again. We're about to uncover the truth behind the God Valley incident, and it's going to shake the very foundations of everything we thought we knew about the One Piece world. But before we sail into these treacherous waters, smash that like button if you're as hyped as I am to finally get answers to questions that have been haunting us for years. Our story begins in the present day with news that sends shockwaves across the entire world. Picture this. The calm morning at Sabaudi Archipelago is shattered by a single devastating piece of information. Shakky, yes, the same Shakky who runs the bar, Rayleigh's beloved partner, the former Kuja pirate who seemed untouchable, has been kidnapped. But this isn't just any ordinary kidnapping. This is Shakuyaku we're talking about, a woman who survived the most dangerous era of piracy, who stood toe-to-toe with legends, who built a network of information that spans the entire Grand Line. The fact that someone managed to capture her, that's not just shocking, it's terrifying. The news spreads like wildfire across Hachinosu, also known as Pirate Island, that lawless sanctuary where the worst of the worst gather. But here's where it gets interesting, and I mean really interesting. The traitor responsible for this unthinkable act, none other than Wang Ji, a former crew member who sold out one of his own for world government money. The betrayal cuts deep, but it also raises a crucial question. Why is the world government so desperate to get their hands on Shakky that they'd pay a fortune for her capture? What does Shakky know? What secrets from the past are worth kidnapping one of the most dangerous women on the seas? The answer, my fellow pirates, lies buried in an incident that happened 38 years ago, an incident so horrific, so world-changing, that the world government has spent decades trying to erase it from history. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to God Valley. 38 years ago, there existed an island that no longer appears on any map, an island whose very name was erased from history books. God Valley, a place where the most powerful figures of an entire generation would converge in what would become the most pivotal moment in modern pirate history. But forget everything you think you know about what happened there. Our flashback opens with a scene that will make your blood boil. Saint Figarland Garling, yes, the same celestial dragon we've come to know and hate, arrives at God Valley with a mission that's as cruel as it is calculated. Picture this, a woman already weakened and desperate, trying to protect what matters most to her in this world. She's not just anyone, she's the mother of 2 children who will grow up to change the world forever. Her red-haired son, who we know as Shanks, and his twin brother, Shamrock. Garling doesn't come in peace. No, this celestial dragon scum arrives with one horrifying goal: to tear these children away from their mother and drag them to the holy land of Mary Jawaz. Can you imagine? 2 innocent children about to be stolen away to become... what? Slaves? Tools? Celestial dragons themselves? But here's where fate intervenes in the most unexpected way possible. A young Marine soldier witnesses this atrocity. He's not yet the revolutionary leader we know today. He doesn't yet carry the weight of changing the world on his shoulders. But even then, even as a simple soldier following orders, Monkey D. Dragon couldn't stand by and watch injustice unfold. Dragon finds Shanks and Shamrock's mother in her final moments. Picture the scene. This dying woman using her last breath not to curse her fate, but to beg this young Marine to save her children. Her voice, barely a whisper, carries the weight of a mother's desperate love. "Please," she gasps, "save them." And in that moment, that single defining moment, Dragon makes a choice that will echo through history. He agrees. He gives his word to a dying mother that he will protect her children. But think about what this means. This isn't just a rescue mission. This is the moment that plants the seeds of the Revolutionary Army. This is when Dragon begins to question everything he's been taught about justice, about the Marines, about the world government he serves. The woman who shaped the future emperor of the sea and potentially influenced the creation of the Revolutionary Army, all through her final act of maternal love. But Dragon's heroic rescue is just the beginning. The real horror of God Valley was yet to be revealed. Now prepare yourselves for what might be the most disturbing revelation in One Piece history. What I'm about to tell you will make you understand just how truly evil the celestial dragons are. The world government didn't just use God Valley as a meeting place. They didn't just make it a base of operations. No, they turned it into something far worse, an arena for their sick entertainment. The God Valley Tournament. Picture the most twisted game show you can imagine, then multiply that horror by 1,000. The celestial dragons, those self-proclaimed gods among men, created a human hunting tournament where slaves were treated as nothing more than prizes to be won. Let that sink in for a moment. Human beings, people with families, dreams, hopes, reduced to prizes in a sick game designed to entertain the world's most privileged monsters. And the grand prize? The ultimate reward for whoever could prove themselves the most ruthlessly efficient hunter? Shakky. Yes, the same Shakky being held captive in our present day was once the most sought-after prize in this tournament of horrors. Now you understand why the world government wants her so desperately. She's not just a former pirate, she's a living witness to their most shameful secret. But among the hundreds of innocent victims forced to participate in this nightmare, two figures stand out. Two people whose presence here will reshape everything we know about the current era of piracy. A young boy, probably no older than 10, stands trembling next to his mother. Both of them are marked as slaves. Both of them are treated as nothing more than prey for the celestial dragon's twisted game. The boy's eyes burn with a hatred that will one day consume the world. That boy is Marshal D. Teach, the future Blackbeard, one of the 4 emperors, the man who will kill Whitebeard and steal his power, the pirate who will become Luffy's greatest threat. He was once a terrified child slave at God Valley. Do you see what this means? Blackbeard's entire motivation, his ruthless ambition, his complete disregard for honor or friendship, it all stems from this moment. He experienced the absolute worst humanity has to offer at the hands of the world government. He watched as people were hunted like animals for sport. And his mother, what happened to her during this tournament? Did she survive? Did young Teach have to watch as she was? No wonder Blackbeard became who he is. No wonder he trusts no one, cares for nothing but power. God Valley didn't just shape the world, it created one of the most dangerous men alive. But here's the thing that's going to blow your mind completely. Blackbeard wasn't the only future legend present at this horror show, because someone was coming to God Valley. Someone whose true motivation will rewrite everything we thought we knew about the most feared pirate captain in history. And now, pirates, we come to the revelation that changes everything. The moment that will make you question every story you've ever been told about the legendary Rocks pirates. Are you ready? Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just a plot twist, it's a complete rewriting of One Piece history. Rocks D. Xebec, the man whose very name was erased from history, the captain so dangerous that the world government and Marines joined forces just to stop him. His real name, his true name, is Davy D. Xebec. Davy, as in Davy Jones, as in the legendary ruler of the sea's depths. Rocks wasn't just some random pirate who gained power. He was descended from maritime legend itself. His ancestor was the mythical Davy D. Jones, and Rocks belonged to the secret Davy clan, a bloodline connected to the mysterious Will of D. But wait, it gets even more mind-blowing. Everything we've been told about why Rocks went to God Valley? Complete lies. The world government propaganda machine painted him as a power-hungry madman who attacked God Valley for conquest and chaos. The truth? Rocks D. Xebec, Davy D. Xebec, went to God Valley for the same reason any father would risk everything to save his family. God Valley was his homeland. When he learned about the tournament, when he discovered that his wife and son, yes, Marshal D. Teach is Rocks' son, were going to be used as prey in the Celestial Dragon's sick game, he didn't hesitate. Picture this scene. The most feared pirate captain in the world, the man who commanded Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido, standing on the deck of his ship as he makes the decision to sail towards certain death. Not for treasure, not for power, not for conquest. For love. He knew it was a trap. He knew the world government was waiting for him. He knew that going to God Valley meant facing the combined might of the Marines and potentially losing everything he'd built. But what choice does a father have when his family is in danger? And here's where the story gets even more tragic and beautiful. As Rocks approaches God Valley, he encounters Harold, a Marine tasked by the world government to stop him before he can reach the island. They fight. These two legends clash in a battle that should have decided the fate of God Valley before the main event even began. But then, Harold does something unthinkable. He loses on purpose. Harold, understanding what Rocks is truly fighting for, perhaps seeing the love and desperation in his eyes instead of the bloodlust the world government claimed motivated him, makes a choice. He intentionally loses the fight, allowing Rocks to continue his journey to save his family. Think about the weight of that decision. Harold, a Marine, choosing to let the most dangerous pirate alive pass because he recognized that sometimes love transcends the artificial boundaries of law and order. This reframes everything. Rox isn't the villain of God Valley. He's the tragic hero, a father who sailed into hell itself to save his wife and child, knowing full well he might not survive. And Blackbeard? He's not just some power-hungry monster, he's a traumatized son who watched his father die trying to save him. No wonder he seeks power above all else. No wonder he's willing to betray anyone and everyone. He learned at God Valley that the only thing that matters in this world is being strong enough to protect what you care about. But here's the most incredible part. This makes Rox and Luffy mirrors of each other. Both descendants of the D clan, both willing to sail into impossible odds for the people they love, both facing down the world government when it threatens their family. The difference? Luffy succeeds where Rox failed. Luffy saves his people where Rox gave everything he had and lost it all. Do you realize what this means for the entire One Piece storyline? Shanks isn't just any orphan, he's the son of a woman who died protecting him from celestial dragons, saved by Dragon himself. This creates a direct connection between the Revolutionary Army and one of the four emperors. Dragon's path to becoming the world's most wanted revolutionary didn't start with ideology. It started with a promise to a dying mother. Every government he topples, every corrupt system he destroys, it all traces back to that moment when he chose to save two helpless children. Blackbeard's entire motivation is recontextualized. He's not evil for evil's sake. He's a broken man shaped by unimaginable trauma who learned that the world shows no mercy to the weak. And Rox, the legendary Rox D. Xebec, wasn't the monster history painted him as. He was a father who loved his family so much he was willing to take on the entire world to save them. But here's the question that's going to keep you up at night. If Shakky was the grand prize at the God Valley tournament and she's being kidnapped now, in the present day, what does she know? What secrets from that tournament are worth risking everything to silence? And if Blackbeard is Rox's son, does he know the truth about what his father really died for? Is his current pursuit of power actually a twisted attempt to finish what his father started? The God Valley incident wasn't just a battle. It was the moment that shaped the current generation of pirates, revolutionaries, and Marines. Every major player in today's world can trace their motivation back to what happened on that cursed island 38 years ago. And there you have it, fellow pirates. Chapter 1, 1159, Island of Fate, a chapter that literally rewrites One Piece history. But I want to hear from you. Drop your theories in the comments below. Do you think Blackbeard knows the truth about his father's sacrifice? Will this revelation change how Luffy sees Rox when he inevitably learns the truth? And what other secrets is Shakky hiding that makes the world government so desperate to capture her? If this video blew your mind like it blew mine, smash that like button and subscribe for more One Piece deep dives. Ring the notification bell so you never miss when we uncover the next world-shaking secret from Oda's incredible story. Share this video with every One Piece fan you know. They need to know that everything we thought we understood about the God Valley incident was wrong. And remember, in a world where the truth is often buried beneath layers of propaganda and lies, sometimes the greatest villains are actually tragic heroes, and the most feared pirates are just fathers trying to save their children. Until next time, keep sailing the grand line and may your dreams be as vast as the ocean itself.